Okay, what we're looking at are the answers to some of the guided practice on page 608. I'm going to do the odd ones here so that you sort of get a flavor of what you need to do and not make this video overly long by doing all of these. So in number 1, I want to find the volume of the sphere. So that's 4 over 3, and here I put the 3.14, which is for pi. Then I want to take the radius and cube it. Well, they did give me the radius here. They told me the radius here was 10. So now I'm going to leave that. What I'm going to do is leave the 3 down here, and I'm going to take these and multiply. Well, because I have to do 10 to the third, and I don't know maybe my cubes as well as I do my squares, I'm going to go 10 times 10 times 10, and I get 1,000. I'm going to multiply that by the 3.14 times the 4. And I get 12,560. Now I need to take this, divide it now by the 3. And I get 4,186.6. And then I have all that repeating. Now all these here say they want it to the nearest tenth. That means one place after the decimal. So I look at that one place after that decimal, I see it's a 6. The number behind it is also a 6, so I'm going to raise it up. So it becomes 4,186.7. Remember my units, feet cubed. Now it says Sarah is blowing up basically balloons in the shape of a sphere for her brother's birthday party. One of the balloons has a radius of 3 inches, round to the nearest tenth. So the first thing I want to do is just find the volume of that balloon. So 4 times the 3.14 times 3 to the third, because they did give me the radius, divided by 3. Well, I know 3 to the third is actually 27. Not what I knew from the top of my head, so I can go 27 times 3.14 times 4. And I get the 339.12. I need to divide that by the 3. So I divide that by 3, and I want it to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to just make this 113. Because I look here, that's 0. The 4 is there, so that's going to say a 0, and I can just drop it. Now it says, suppose Sarah can inflate a balloon at the rate of 200 cubic inches every minute. How long will it take her to inflate the balloon? So what we're trying to do is figure out how many seconds it's going to take her. Basically, that each time she puts into the balloon, in a minute, she can put 200 cubic inches into it. So what I'm going to do is take this 113 and divide it actually by the 200. So I take the 113 divided by the 200, because each time she puts in 200, so how quickly will she get to that 113? And I get 0.565. So I'm going to round that again, kind of to that nearest tenth. Well, that's a 6, so that's going to be 0.6. And it says for every minute, so 0.6 of a minute. Okay, the last question I'm going to look at here is number 5. I want to find the hemisphere. So the first thing I'm going to do for mine is I'm just going to find the volume of this sphere. I'm going to pretend as if the bottom of this was still here. So I'm going to go 3.14 times 15 to the third. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go 15 times 15 times 15. And that gives me 3,375. That's at 15 to the third times the 3.1, clear, times the 3.14 times the 4. Take that divided by 3. You get 14,130. Well, that's if it was a sphere. But this, again, is a hemisphere. Hemisphere means half the sphere. So I need to take whatever my answer is here and divide that by 2. So take that, divide by 2, and I get 7,065. So 7,065 millimeters cubed. And that gives me my volume for that hemisphere. Hopefully that helps with finishing both the independent and mixed practice that you have to work on.